My name is Steve Sax, and I played professional baseball with the Los Angeles Dodgers from 1981 through 1988. And then I signed as a free agent with the New York Yankees from 1989 to 1991. And then I was with the Chicago White Sox in a trade from 92 through 94, and I retired in 95. I've been fortunate to meet three presidents, both the Bushes and Mr. Reagan. You know what I got from meeting Ronald Reagan is, in as much as he was the most famous man on the planet, he was also a regular guy. We had some banter back and forth with guys on the team, and he wanted to sit down and talk sports. He was a great guy, and we loved meeting him. I still play a joke on people that come to my house when I have a picture of I'm in between Ronald, Reagan, and Nancy, and I tell people, hey, how would you like to look at my parents? Here they are. And they look at it first and they go, wait a minute, no, that's the, they finally get it. But I was just always such a big fan of the great communicator, of a man that led by example and just had the strongest beliefs in America. And that's what it's all about for me, and that's why I was such a big fan of his.
Hi, I'm Steve Garvey, and I played for the Dodgers from 1969 to 1982, and then for the San Diego Padres from 83 to 87. I was in spring training, and I got a call. The President and Mrs. Reagan were having a state luncheon for the President of Ireland, and would I join them? And I came up to the White House, came through the entry, and there was a podium, and there were two stairs, and I thought, well, I'm just here. Supposedly 50 Irish Americans were being invited, and they gave me my table number. It was 55, and I said, well, I'll be in the back, I'll have a great overview. And then the bell rang, and we went to our tables, and I was there first, and all of a sudden, Maureen O'Hara was sitting next to me, so I pulled out the chair, and then Sandra Day O'Connor was next to me, so I pulled the chair out. And then Brady, who was unfortunately shot protecting the president. And then I peeked over, and it was Tip O'Neill. And I thought, well, it's a pretty good table right now. Ladies and gentlemen, President, Mrs. Reagan, President, and we're all standing, and he sits down at the table. You wait till he started to sit down. We all sat down. He looks directly at me. He says, Stephen, did I ever tell you about the days where I used to call baseball games for WHO in Des Moines, Iowa? I said, no, Mr. President. And he says, well, let me tell you what happened one day. So he goes through 5 or 6 minutes of talking about the bottom of the ninth with the Cubs and the Cardinals playing, and the ticker tape stopped. And he's recreating Hack Wilson fouling off pitch after pitch. And then finally, Hack Wilson pops out, the ticker tape starts, and he finishes it up, and he said, that was my most famous moment in radio sports. And I said, Mr. And Tip O'Neill's going, can you wrap this up? I mean, I got things to do, I got work to do. But what I noticed that day was the bantering back and forth between the president and Tip O'Neill. I've thought about that frequently, about politics in America. And can't we go back to the days when there may be a Republican and a Democrat, but for the good of the country, they came together and made it a better place. And that taught me a lesson that hopefully I'll be able to take with me, on and on. And then, of course, Nancy had her Just Say No Foundation. I was a disciple for that. And she had an event at Riviera Country Club in Los Angeles. It was a tennis event, a lot of celebrities. And the final match was going to be Bruce Jenner and myself against the Williams sisters and Serena and Venus. So the president was standing there, and he goes, good luck. And of course, the girls were 10 and 12 at the time. And we eventually won the match. And my wife always says, you could have let them win. I said, really? They tried their best. This is the highlight of my tennis career. And we walked off, and the president was there, and he gave that smile. Good job, boys. But it was these moments that I remember that are indelible about being around greatness.